Have you ever tried to stuff an entire apartment worth of flat-pack furniture into a supposedly family-sized SUV only to realize you have to strap the hatch down with bungee cords? Well, buckle up because we are climbing inside the Honda CR-V to see if it actually lives up to its cavernous reputation or if it is just clever marketing. The absolute first thing that hits you when you pop that power tailgate is the incredibly low liftover height. If you are wrangling heavy suitcases, bags of concrete from the hardware store, or a very stubborn golden retriever, you do not have to break your back heaving things up into the trunk. The cargo floor is wide, flat, and in many trims, you can adjust the load floor to either give you a completely flat surface when the rear seats are folded or drop it down a couple of inches for maximum vertical height. Speaking of folding the seats, Honda has made this completely idiot-proof. There are release levers conveniently located right there in the cargo area, so you just pull the handle and the rear seats spring down effortlessly. Once they are down, you are looking at over 75 cubic feet of total cargo volume, which frankly rivals some sport utility vehicles that are a full-size class larger. You could legitimately sleep back here on a camping trip if you threw down an air mattress. But a big trunk is useless if the people sitting in the back are miserable, and this is where the CR-V truly shines as a road trip machine. Climbing into the second row, the door opens almost a full 90 degrees. If you have ever fought to get a rear-facing child seat into the back of a car in a tight parking lot, you know exactly why doors that open this wide are an absolute lifesaver. Once inside, the rear legroom is astonishing. Even if you have a driver who is over 6 feet tall up front, another 6-footer can sit behind them with several inches of air between their knees and the seat back. Plus, the rear seats actually recline. It is not just a tiny adjustment either. You can really lean back, look out the available panoramic sunroof, and take a nap on a long highway stint. However, it is not all sunshine and rainbows when we talk about interior comfort. The front seats, while generally supportive, have a bit of a firm bottom cushion. Some people love this for posture on long drives, but others find it feels a bit like sitting on a wooden park bench after a couple of hours behind the wheel. You absolutely need to sit in these seats for a good 20 to 30 minutes during your test drive to see how your back feels. The materials around the cabin are a mixed bag too. Where your arms rest, like the door panels and the center console lid, the padding is delightfully squishy and covered in soft touch materials. But if your hands wander down to the lower parts of the doors or the side of the center console where your knee might rest, you are going to find hard, scratchy plastics that feel decidedly cheap. It is obvious where the accountants stepped in to save a few pennies. Moving to the center console, the storage solutions are brilliantly practical. The storage bin between the front seats is massive, deep enough to swallow a medium-sized purse, a couple of tablets, or about 10 burritos, and the sliding tray inside helps keep small items from disappearing into the abyss. The cup holders are deep and generously sized, easily accommodating those giant insulated water bottles everyone carries around these days. On the dashboard, the honeycomb mesh trim that hides the air vents is a fantastic design touch. It gives the cabin a premium, retro-modern feel and breaks up the massive slab of plastic that plagues so many other cars in this segment. Just keep a microfiber cloth handy, because the piano black plastic trim around the gear selector is an absolute magnet for fingerprints, dust, and micro scratches. All in all, the cabin feels incredibly airy. The visibility out the front is superb thanks to thin A-pillars, and the sheer volume of space you get inside such a compact footprint is a master class in interior packaging. It is a space designed for real life, muddy boots, messy kids, and endless road trips, even if you do have to deal with a few hard plastics along the way.